Most people don't still wear their Pokewalkers. Do you remember them? The cute little pedometers that came with Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver? Looking like a little Pokeball? I hear some geeks bought an extra 5 online and walked around with them on their belts, pretending to be real trainers. It was cute. It was a fun way to get free items and rare Pokemon. Then people got bored of them, and the unfortunate innate embarrassment comes with being a Pokemon fan in public these days set in. And now they're sitting in most people's desk drawers or game bags somewhere. I kept wearing mine, though, because the novelty never really wore off on me. I especially loved a path called Night Sky's Edge, which I don't know where it turned up, but I think it might have been after I traded for a Japanese Celebi over the GTS, hoping it would be an event Celebi, and I could battle Giovanni. It wasn't, sadly. So nothing happened in Ilex Forest. But I did get a cool path out of it, laden with stardust and moonstones, and a new item called the Rare Bone. I'd never seen it before, but I quickly grew fond of it. Pokemarkets would pay 500 Pokedollars for them, a good way to get quick cash. I was so happy when the Mew event happened. Mew had always been one of my favourites, and was, as I felt, the true ultimate legendary. The original, the rarest, the best. I loved it. I put it straight onto my Pokewalker so that I could always walk around with it. Unlike other Pokemon, it didn't have to worry about missing moves by leveling up on the Pokewalker, since of course Mew can learn every TM and HM, so I could give it an epic moveset at any time of my choosing. For now, I just enjoyed walking around with Mew in my pocket. As it happened, my brother was one of those who didn't carry his Pokewalker anymore, so he let me use it, however I pleased. I did the mystery gift every day for extra stuff. He seemed to have forgotten that he'd left his Arceus on it, but since he wasn't even playing the game anymore, it would probably be forever until he'd notice. I just thought it was cute that Arceus and Mew were playing together, two of the most powerful Pokemon in existence. It was adorable. I really should have read the messages on screen a little closer. The first time, I got a rare bone. Great, more money. I was gearing up to climb Mount Silver, and I need all the items my TARDIS-like bag could carry. The next day I got another, and another. I figured that rare Pokemon would give the rarest items. After a few days, I got a different item, a rare skull. That was new. I went into my item pocket, and the man at the Pokemarket offered me 100,000 Pokedollars for it. I declined. It must have been extremely rare, so I decided to wait for another. I always liked to have at least one of each rare item, even if there was only one in the game. Mew didn't bring me a rare skull the next day, or a rare bone. I got a rare spine. I was starting to get creeped out. This was weird. It was like Mew and Arceus were giving me the whole of the ancient creature now. The next day, instead of skipping the in-game text, I decided to check it. I mean, if it was getting all these rare bones, maybe the game would say something different to me. Normally it would say things like, went for a walk, or played a game. The messages that came up with were different. And not a good different. The messages came up and my Pokewalker were chilling. Arceus is nothing. Mew will prove it. On the screen of my brother's Pokewalker, I'd wish I paid attention for. I wish, but now there's just a jumble of bones, and spilling out of them no longer contained were shapes that my eyes skipped over, refusing to let me dwell on them. I'd never seen such detail in a relatively simple little Pokewalker sprite. How could the game do this? Who would program this into a 3+ game? Mew brought me a rare hide. It was white. Not wanting to tell my brother that my Mew had killed his Arceus, I quickly borrowed his copy of Soul Silver and tried to return Arceus to him. But when I tried, the game said that the Pokewalker was empty. There was nothing there. Arceus was nothing. I tried to return Mew to my game, something I hadn't done for weeks, maybe months. I'd only ever taken items back, but it refused. Mew won't go back into the PC box. Mew doesn't want to be forgotten again. Mew wants to stay with you. Mew is the strongest. Mew wants to show the world. Mew will keep bringing you gifts. Mew will make you a master. Will you help Mew? There was a yes or no option. I didn't choose either. I barely saw the selection box. I switched off my DS. I threw the Pokewalker in the trash and hid the game at the bottom of my drawer. I didn't go back to it for months. I went straight to a new game. I didn't care that I missed the end of the Mew event. I wouldn't be able to get another without trading. I've been dwelling on my previous questions. I tried to look up similar instances online, where someone might have complained of something. I found nothing. I'm not entirely sure that those events were programmed. Maybe Mew actually came alive in the game. I don't know. I regret what I did now. Mew must have felt so abandoned after years of being out of the spotlight, generation after generation, adding more Pokemon to replace Mew. But I was one of the few that loved Mew since the beginning. I think all it wanted was just to be top again, as the ultimate and rarest Pokemon, and I abandoned it again. Mew must have hated Arceus for replacing him, and now it must hate me for abandoning him. I just hope that the Pokewalker gets destroyed, so no one else has to witness the death of another Pokemon by Mew's hands.